Hey guys, hope everyone is doing well. This video is for the advanced orchestra. It's going to be going over some new skills from page 32 and 33. So as you can see, there's a big yellow box on the top of page 32. And we're learning about low second fingers. So do you see how now your hand shape is changing? So instead of your second and third finger being next to each other like they normally are, we normally have this, it's like this. So try going like this, this. You're switching your second finger. So now we're going to need your first and second finger to be best friends instead of your second and third finger. Maybe they had a little bit of fight, so now they're best friends. Who knows? But we're learning about lowering the note. So instead of our nice high F sharp, we're going to get to play F natural, which is between the tape. So step 1, shape your left hand as shown. Be certain your palm faces you. Notice your second finger lightly touches your first finger. So your hand's facing you. These two fingers are next to each other. You can see it better over there. Step 2, bring your hand to the fingerboard. Your first and second fingers touch. There's a space between your second and third fingers and between your third and fourth finger. So now, instead of reaching for that second piece of tape, you're going to slide your finger up so that they're right next to each other. Your third finger still has to reach all the way out there. Your pinky still has a big reach as well. But we're more focusing on these first two fingers right now. So this first note we're learning is F natural, not F sharp. This is why I made you call them F sharp in the beginning. These are now F natural. And F is played with the low second finger on the D string. So we're going to look at number 126. Let's read F natural. And right here you see natural. You see a little symbol. It looks kind of like a sharp sign, like a number sign. It's a little different. So a natural sign cancels out a flat or a sharp and remains in effect for the entire measure. So right now, count through number 126. See how many natural signs you see, and let's read F natural. Okay, if you got 1, 2, 3, 4, you are correct. But every single one of these Fs that you play, except the E, is F natural. None of them are F sharp because just like your sharp sign, the natural sign carries through the entire measure. So I'm not going to play that one for you because you should be able to do that. But let's slide this up. And let's take a look at 127 instead. So now, you've talked about this in music class possibly. Whole steps and half steps. A half step is the smallest distance between two notes. Whole step is 2 half steps combined. So every time your fingers touch, that is a half step. When you stretch, that is a whole step. So it's a little bit of music theory for you guys. So I'm going to play number 127 for you, half stepping and whole stepping. And let's take a look. This first one, G, I don't see a natural sign. We have a sharp sign in our key signature, so it's F sharp. They even put an arrow above it for us to let us know it's high, which means your finger stays on that piece of tape. So this is a half step. G to F sharp is a half step because your fingers are touching. Then this next one, you see a natural sign. You see an arrow going down, reminding you, you gotta slide your finger down so it's next to your first finger. So I'm gonna play this for you so you can hear what it sounds like with the difference. This is 127. Half stepping and whole stepping. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. Lift. stop. So hopefully you could hear the difference there between the F sharp and the F natural. It's kind of like last year when you were learning to play Mary Had a Little Lamb, and if you didn't stretch, you have a sad Mary Had a Little Lamb. So that's why we make sure we stretch, we get to that F sharp, but now we also know F natural. So now we are going to turn the page. Okay, so if we look at page 33, you see it's the same thing. Low second finger on the A string. Again, your first two fingers are going to touch. And this is how you play the note C natural. So now you're going to know two C naturals. You know 3 finger C natural on your G string. We knew C sharp, 2 fingers on your A string. But now your first and second finger, they're going to be best friends. And you're going to play C natural, which is lower. So in 130, they're all C naturals because remember that natural sign carries through. And again, you've got one just like the one I just played, 131, with the half step and whole step, so you can hear the difference. They give you arrows if it's up or down. But we're going to look at 132, chromatic moves. And this yellow box says chromatic notes are altered with sharps, flats, or naturals. A chromatic pattern is 2 or more notes in a sequence of half steps. So that's going to warn us that we have a lot of half steps, which means we're either going to have 3 fingers. We're on our A string, we're either going to have 3 fingers to 2 fingers to sliding here or back. So be very careful whether it has a natural sign or nothing, or your sharp sign. Because remember, your key signature is telling you what is sharp. So you have a C sharp here, which means if you just see a C, it's C sharp. If it has that natural sign, it is natural, and your 2 fingers are going to be squished next to each other. They also put these up and down arrows to remind you. Up means higher, closer to you, stretched out. Down means lower, and that you squish your fingers. So let's take a look. We got a bunch of C, C sharp, C. Which one is this going to be? Well, there's no natural sign in this measure. There's an up arrow. So it's going to be a C sharp. Then D to D, next line. More of the same stuff. We go down to B this time. So I'm going to play this for you guys. And if you can, try to play with me. This is number 132, chromatic moves. And I'll move so you can see my fingers better. 1, 2, 3, 4. So be very careful with that one. Make sure your finger is either stretched or right next to it. It depends on which it is, if it's C sharp or C natural, low, high. Also be careful after doing the B and making sure that you have a C natural right after it. So your finger is going to be right next to it, which we're not used to. So a lot of practice on these naturals. This is an advanced technique that is a little challenging, but you get used to it, just like you got used to everything else. So I hope this makes sense. I hope everyone is doing well. Keep practicing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.